We want to take you straight to this breaking news, an investigation into a deadly house fire in Poway.
This happened on Crocker Road, east of Espola. News 8's Dana Marie McNichol is joining us live from Poway to explain what happened there. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, it is a tragic morning here in Poway as a home fully engulfed in flames with somebody inside. Now, it's still a very active scene. As you can see, fire crews are still around me. We aren't seeing any flames just right now, but we know that they are still actively working. Now, this is preliminary information on what happened this morning, but we're told that the sheriff's department did get to the scene first. So a deputy then kind of jumped into action, started looking for anyone inside the home, breaking windows, calling out for anyone inside. The deputy then noticed a body lying in a bedroom, but was unable to rescue that person because of the smoke and flames. The deputy tried to speak with this victim, but received no response. And then second later, the victim's body was overcome with flames. Now, I did speak with a man living next door to the home. He tells me he was the one who called 911 around 2 a.m. this morning after hearing two loud popping noises. He says he saw huge flames from his own home right next door. He says a woman lived in the home alone, and she's lived there for 20 years. A very nice woman. He says that they were good friends. The Poway Fire Department has been working all morning long here fighting this fire, putting it out. Right now, we know that the sheriff's bomb and arson detectives did respond to the scene. There is still an active investigation on exactly how this fire started. So, of course, we will continue to update you this morning as we receive new information. But what we do know is that a deputy did find someone inside, engulfed in flames. We don't know if anyone else was inside at this moment, but we are still looking for more information. Live in Poway, Dana Marie McNichol.
Also this morning, school districts across the nation, including here in San Diego, want you to know that they are taking reports of this viral TikTok threat very seriously. In fact, law enforcement says the threat warns of school violence today.
So let's take you back and explain how it all started. Law enforcement believes the rumors began as a simple TikTok challenge for kids to skip class, but the challenge was twisted at some point to appear as a school shooting threat. Now, no specific school or districts have been singled out in this, but the alleged threats prompted reports from concerned parents all across the nation, including a number of local districts.
Sweetwater Union sent a letter to parents saying, in part, quote, "The district has been in contact with local law enforcement regarding the post. We will continue to coordinate directly with our school resource officers regarding this trend. Together, we will continue to thoroughly investigate all reported threat information that may have any potential link to any of our schools."
Poway Unified sent a similar statement to families, saying in part, quote, "We want to continue to make families aware that students who make any threats will face consequences. And as always, we ask that our community remain vigilant. If you see something, say something."
TikTok's reps say the company is working with law enforcement, but claims they have not found evidence of threats on the app.
And now turning to the vaccine, Americans should get Moderna or Pfizer COVID vaccines instead of Johnson & Johnson. That's according to a panel of CDC advisors. This change follows new data showing a blood clotting syndrome associated with the J&J vaccine is more common than previously believed. The overall risk of developing the condition is less than 4 per 1 million doses given. The panel did not recommend pulling the J&J vaccine from the market, though. And Dr. Anthony Fauci says the Omicron variant of COVID-19 is spreading fast enough in the U.S. to overtake the Delta variant by next month. With new COVID cases rising ahead of the holidays, there's growing concern the nation could be heading towards another wave of cases. Here in San Diego County, health officials have confirmed at least 6 Omicron cases. Doctors note with San Diego's high vaccination rate, some Omicron cases may go undetected and say when in doubt, it's best to get tested.
Cal OSHA is ending distinctions between vaccinated and unvaccinated workers. All employees who come in contact with someone infected with COVID-19 will now have to quarantine for 14 days. Or if they return to work, they have to wear a mask and stay 6 feet away from others. The rules take effect January 14th and will last for 3 months. San Diego State now requiring students who live on campus and all student athletes to get COVID booster shots. The new requirement starts January 18th. The university is offering incentives, including gift cards and a chance to win an iPad. Those who don't get a booster shot will need to take weekly COVID tests in order to be allowed on campus. San Diego Unified students ages 16 and up have until Monday to get their second COVID vaccine. The district set that deadline so students would have peak immunity by January 4th. This is also for district staff. The Los Angeles Unified School District recently delayed their deadline on this to next fall. Some teachers in LA feared that forcing 30,000 unvaccinated students into online learning would overwhelm the program. So far, San Diego Unified is on track to enforce the mandate. However, a court hearing for a lawsuit against the mandate is also set for Monday.
Well, our community is giving hope and sharing joy to fellow San Diegans in need. We always do that, right? So here in San Diego, many givers out there. News 8 is proud to team up with Feeding San Diego for a special food drive today.
News 8's Chris Crow live in Sorrento Valley with a closer look at this. Yes, we have so many people that are giving. Right. They just need to give it to a place that can coordinate getting it to everyone, right?
Exactly, and look, it takes a lot of hard work, a lot of volunteers, a lot of employees to put this all together, this operation, and we kind of got this little bird's eye view here of the warehouse, and you can see just the amount of supply that they have here, really kind of stressing just how important the mission here is for Feeding San Diego. And you take a look at some of the pallets, you'll see things like peanut butter, like canned food, like canned beans, canned tuna. Those are those efficient, ready-to-go meals, if you will, that are really key here for families and those experiencing hunger. And when you talk about this issue here in San Diego, a lot of people may not realize this, but we're talking about anyone that could be susceptible to this, to hunger, to food insecurity. We're talking about families, children, veterans, seniors, all of them could be experiencing food insecurity. It could be someone that you know, could be someone that you work with, which is why this is such an important cause here, in such an important mission here with Feeding San Diego. Over 1 million San Diegans are at risk of experiencing hunger. Now, this incredible food drive that will be partnering with us and with Feeding San Diego, Give Hope, Share Joy. This is a food distribution event that has already signed up, already full, which again speaks to the need that is in our community right now. That's more than 1,200 families that have registered for this, which we will be showing to you live later on during our midday show. But I want to also point out that while today is full, if you go to feedingsandiego.org or you go to our website, cbs8.com, there are several other distribution events that you, if you are experiencing food insecurity, can sign up for. This is not the one and only drive. There will be more, especially this week and moving forward. We know that the holidays are an especially tough time for so many families. So again, Feeding San Diego wants everyone to know that there are still ample opportunities to make sure that they can be taken care of as well too. Aaron?
Chris, such an important message. You're right. Thanks for sharing that with us here, especially this time of year. We saw a lot of rain in parts of the county overnight. This was the drive along Mission Valley here. So yeah, some slick roads out there. We want to see how it looks in your neighborhood. So just send us your photos, your videos through the News 8 app. Super easy. You can upload them through the Near Me feature. It's on the bottom right of the app there. We'd love to share that because, Netta, as you know, things look different in different parts of town,
yes,
especially with this kind of overnight shower, which is moving on, right?
Yeah, it's moving on. It's moved along. And, you know, today's not as cold of a morning, so that's a good thing, especially because obviously we've been freezing the past couple mornings. Here's a look right now downtown San Diego, where yesterday you got to 38 degrees. Now you'll notice clear conditions, but our temperatures are not as cold. A lot of the rain that came through was really right around 2 a.m. to 4 a.m., and that left us with some slick roads, perhaps a little bit, but most of that will dry. Here is a 4-hour loop, so there you see that line that came right on in. It fizzled out, though, and now maybe just some lingering light showers in the foothills, but it even looks like that has since cleared over the past few minutes. So it's pretty much gone. Just, you know, if the roads are wet a little bit, you'll know why. It was mostly while you were sleeping. Here's a look at some areas where we do have some fog. So a heads up in Ramona, visibility is down at 1/3 of a mile, less than 1 mile in Oceanside, and then not so bad in downtown Imperial Beach. Otay Mesa looks pretty clear. El Cajon, though, you do have a little bit of low-lying cloud coverage. Check out our view from Mount Soledad. This is kind of cool. We have sweeping line of clouds right there. So it looks like to the south especially, most of the clouds have moved south of the border. 50 degrees right now downtown, obviously way different, it looks like, compared to yesterday at this time. 46 in Poway, 37 in Ramona, 43 in Alpine, 49 in El Cajon. You don't have to crank the heater up as much this morning, but still, temperatures will be in the 60s for this afternoon. That 24-hour temperature change showing we're about 10 degrees degrees warmer right now than we were yesterday with all the frigid air that was in place. So temperatures for today will also be, I would say, about 5 degrees warmer, 65 for downtown San Diego by 2 o'clock, the warmest time of our day. But look at this. This is all kinds of sunshine that's going to stick around. So we do have sunshine in your forecast through the weekend. So outdoor plans this weekend should be nice. It should be pretty good. Mid-60s. That might be long sleeve weather for some people. I've seen people in tank tops and flip-flops with sunshine in 60s. So it's your call, obviously, how you want to dress for today. 68 degrees in El Cajon. I'm just here to advise and let you know what you can expect. 64 in Ramona. And now let's take you to our traffic maps because, in the area of yellow that you see right here, we do have that fog. So that's where visibility is down to 1/3 of a mile in Ramona. And there's actually a crash right in the middle of that fog, unfortunately. So this is on the 67 northbound right at Dye Road. Let me step out of the way. So that crash, they're working to clear, but maybe fog related at this point. It's too hard to tell. And then there is another one here on the 5. This is right at Via de la Valle. So if you're headed into Del Mar, it's right on the northbound side of the 5 there. So northbound commuters, if you're going into Encinitas, for example, that may slow you down. And then looking across our roadways, the rest of the county looks pretty good. Even at the port of entry, smooth sailing right there in San Ysidro.